So Ted Cruz went and gave an interview at this Texas Tribune event, and he said something that was so goofy and so ridiculous, the crowd couldn't help but laugh at him. So we'll take a look, and then I'll give you some more evidence which disproves Ted Cruz's absurd claim.
Saw Joe Biden stand up in Pennsylvania and give a speech bathed in red light like Emperor Palpatine. That was bizarre. Where he called half the country fascist, or I guess semi-fascist was the term he used. That's not healthy. I've never seen a president give a speech like that. And part of the reason I think...
You see...
They're laughing at him.
I understand, but...
You hear it?
Might have...
See, this is what... When Ted Cruz stops preaching to his far-right bubble, this is what happens when he's in front of normal people. So, I mean, that claim is beyond ridiculous. Let me give you... So first, let me just show you what Biden actually said. Okay? So let's listen to that.
And with ourselves. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. Now, I want to be very clear up front. Not every Republican, not even the majority of Republicans are MAGA Republicans. Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology. I know, because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans.
It literally doesn't matter if he brings a boatload of caveats. They're just going to ignore the caveats. And what you hear all the time from people like Ted Cruz, the host on Fox News, is Biden hates half of this country. He hates half of America. He could not have been more nuanced in what he said there. He's saying Trump and a specific brand of Republican, what he calls the MAGA Republicans, have fully embraced authoritarianism as evidenced by the fact that they want to overthrow a democratic election, which has been proven to them over 60 times that it wasn't stolen. What he's saying is accurate. What he's saying is true. If anything, I think he's going too soft on the non-MAGA establishment Republican politicians, because their voting record is just as abysmal as the pro-Trump guys. So if anything, he's going too soft there. But he's making a claim that's relatively accurate. And it's just totally, we've never seen anything like this. That's utter nonsense. And by the way, the difference is when Biden says this, it's true. When Trump says what he says, it's bullshit. So here, of course, I have an example of Trump going all in on a similar claim.
Their political weapons is cancel culture, driving people from their jobs, shaming dissenters, and demanding total submission from anyone who disagrees. This is the very definition of totalitarianism. There is a new far-left fascism that demands absolute allegiance.
So he's done this in a number of speeches where he claims like they're left-wing fascists, there's fascism and it's on the left. And when he said that, nobody even batted an eyelash. I mean, maybe we talked about it, but nobody batted an eyelash because that's classic Donald Trump with hyperbole, with inaccurate claims. I mean, this is probably story number 13 for any given day of his presidency. But Biden says something accurate in a speech, and all of a sudden, the sky's falling down, and this is the most extreme thing I've ever heard from any U.S. president. I mean, it is such fake outrage. But there's more from this video that pisses me off. Let's listen to the rest of it.
Might a way to look at this be, I've seen a president give a speech like that. Hold on. It wasn't a good idea when he did it, and it's not a good idea when his successor did it.
So
that is this classic problem with neutrality media, always calling it 50-50. These things are not equal. They're not even close to equal. What Biden said was true. What Trump said was false. What Biden said was true. What Trump said was false. Are there some people on the left who embrace a certain variety of authoritarianism? I think that's accurate. But he didn't say the word authoritarian. He said the word fascist. Okay? There is no quote-unquote left-wing fascism. That's a problem in this country. On the other hand, for Republican politicians who are openly calling to overthrow a democratic election, That is definitely not only authoritarian, I think you could use the F word for that because it matches on a number of the different prongs of the definition. So, but he has to call it 50-50.
I will say this. It's not uncommon in politics to see one candidate or one office holder demonize their opponent. Nobody should be surprised to see Donald Trump essentially calling Joe Biden a son of a bitch, or Joe Biden calling Donald Trump a son of a bitch. That's politics. That's happened a long time. What is unusual about where we are today, what was unusual about Biden's speech in Philadelphia is he wasn't demonizing his Republican opponents. He wasn't attacking Trump. He wasn't attacking me. He was attacking the voters.
Total bullshit. Here, yet again. Yet again.
I believe in with my whole soul. But first, we must be honest with each other and with ourselves. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. Now, I want to be very clear up front. Not every Republican, not even the majority of Republicans are MAGA Republicans. Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology.
Not even a majority, he said.
I know, because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans. But there's no...
It's not even close to how he's portraying it. He is just lying.
He was attacking half of America.
He just said it's not even a majority of Republicans. It's not even a majority of Republicans, he said. And Cruz's claim is he was attacking half of America. There's literally nothing else you could call this except a lie. It is a lie. Ted Cruz knows that is not what Joe Biden said. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And by the way, I find it hilarious, this like, clutch your pearls. Oh, you're shaming half the country. When Ted Cruz's whole shtick is to like trigger the libs, and he hates 50% of the country, at least. It's so disingenuous, man. This guy's not interested in like honest dialogue and disagreement.
That is rare. Look, Kathy Hochul, who's the...
Okay, we don't need to listen to the rest of it. You guys get the gist of it. Look, he's just a liar, man. He's just a liar. And my sense is, he knows what he's saying here is not true. He doesn't care. He's trying to score cheap political points. He's just a right-wing partisan hack, and it's super obvious. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.